What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back in with a new video. Today, it is time that we do a different style video. So I don't usually do reaction videos because, quite frankly, they're so boring that I don't think anybody wants to see them. But this is a rare circumstance where I kind of do want to see, reaction, I guess you could say, to an announcement video, because we have a pretty big one from Mark Robinson, who did announce yesterday he was going to run for governor, and he also had an ad that he just released for the state of North Carolina. And from everything I've heard so far, it sounds pretty good, so we're going to do a reaction to it. It's, a different type of video. I don't usually do reactions because, but everything I've heard, it's really good, plus I just want to see what his messaging is going into this election. Now, before we continue with today's video, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the Twitter account in the description down below. Guys, go follow Real American Politics on Twitter. We got to get those followers numbers up big time. Of course, go follow the Rumble page down below for exclusive content. And of course, join the channel today. Guys, just for $3 a month, you can join Real American, which is a phenomenal deal, as it helps support the daily content we all know and love. You love the daily content? Well, this is the best way to support it. So I hope and recommend you join the channel today. Alright, everybody, let's get into it. So I'm going to pause this every couple seconds or so I don't get copyright claimed or anything like that. So let's get started. It is a longer announcement video, so strap in with the popcorn and just let's watch this.
There's some things in life you can't forget. For me, one of them is this tree in front of my childhood home. You see, I grew up poor here in Greensboro, the ninth of 10 children.
Okay, so this is a really good start. I can already tell where this is going. So he's going to focus heavily on his past, how he was a poor black kid from North Carolina, the rural part of the state. He was in poverty, and he clawed his family clawed their way out of their situation. This appeals to millions of Americans. Let's be real here. How many Americans have to go through this even to this day? In fact, it's starting to get kind of worse again. I mean, how many kids are going hungry each day? How many families they're one car accident away from going bankrupt? And that's the higher end of some of these people. I mean, Mark Robinson's situation was horrible. I wish that on nobody, what he had to go through early on in life. He was one of 9 or 10 kids, I believe, and it was already hard enough, but it was a hard situation for Robinson and his family and millions of other people. In a state like North Carolina, there are a lot of people that have those struggles. So I do like the ads so far.
We had no phone, no air conditioning, no car. What we did have was an alcoholic father who beat my mother. Despite all that, he was still my father, someone we counted on. When I was in the 5th grade, my father died.
Again, that's just wow. That I never knew that about Robinson, but there are a lot of people that have to go through that. And it doesn't matter what side of the aisle you are. How many people have to go through one of their parents dying when they're young or have to deal with abusive parents? How many? It sucks that it happens, but it's true. And I do like the emotional tone of this video. It's not some radical socialist, some crap like that. This is a serious toned video that it shows the bad parts of America, what some people have to go through just throughout their lives. So this is a great start so far.
My mother had a choice: kick her feet up and live off the government, or get a job. My mom took her 5th grade education and walked across the street and got a job at a university. She cleaned up after other people's children to provide for her own.
So another one of those stories where somebody grew up in a really bad situation. One of their parents worked their asses off to get to a better situation. Again, it happens a lot, but this is a story that millions of people they have to deal with. So it doesn't matter if you're, again, like I said, it doesn't matter which side of the aisle you're on. That's a serious problem. And the emotional tone of this so far is so toned down to reality and not some crappy socialist stuff like many other Republicans run on. This is the real world. Like I said, Robinson's somebody that will talk to people in the reality, not fiction.
She told me to dream. She told me with faith, hard work, I could achieve anything. She was so right.
History made in the Tar Heel State last night.
Who exactly is Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson?
I'm the majority.
Do you swear?
I do. I stand before you today as the first black lieutenant governor of North Carolina.
I do like that again. So he is focusing on the fact that he grew up in a terrible situation and he somehow got through it. His mother worked her ass off to provide for 10 kids, I think he said, and he worked his way to become a lieutenant governor, the first black lieutenant governor in the state's history. That is an inspirational story, and I'm just liking the fact that this is in reality. This isn't fiction. This isn't some weird, paradise thing where, everything's sunshine and rainbows. It's like, no, this is the real world.
Served in the military. I've worked in furniture plants. I've been a general manager for a restaurant chain. And I own a small business with my wife. As a factory worker, I made good money. Until NAFTA hit. I lost my job not once, but twice. My wife and I faced these tough times as we worked.
Okay, this is messaging I have not heard a Republican except Donald Trump ever use. Hit NAFTA. It doesn't matter what you say. NAFTA was a disaster for millions of Americans. Millions of people, including Robinson, they lost their jobs. Good paying, blue collar factory jobs. They lost in a day. Their future thrown out of whack. Millions of Americans in North Carolina also. There were a lot of factory workers in North Carolina that got displaced. This hits home with so many people when it comes to these unfair, quote-unquote, free trade deals. I don't know why Republicans don't hammer this home more. That these trade deals destroyed the industrial base of this country.
To raise a young family with 2 wonderful children. Like so many of you, we know the gnawing feeling you get from worrying about money, how it keeps you up at night as your children sleep. I've lost my car, my home, and was forced into bankruptcy. Like you, I don't need a politician to tell me what to be worried about.
I have nothing to say so far. I can understand why people are saying this is one of the best political ads they've ever seen. It's hitting home with people. I can already tell this hits home with so many Americans in a state like North Carolina. And we're only halfway through. I mean, whoever developed this ad, let them cook. And I guarantee you the North Carolina GOP, they were involved with this somehow.
It's obvious. We know the price of gas and groceries and childcare is outrageous. We know too many children can't read on a grade level, that they've been failed by an education bureaucracy that's leaving them unprepared for life once they graduate. And sadly, we know our teachers aren't respected and aren't treated or paid as the professionals that they are.
He is sounding like a Southern Democrat some of these times, and that works, because how many Southern Democrats exist in North Carolina? A lot of, blue-collar Democrats that still vote Democrat. I mean, focus on groceries, focus on childcare, focus on the fact that, yes, there are some shit teachers. Let's be honest here. There are some really bad teachers in America, but there are a lot of them that they get screwed over. I'm just being honest, there are a good chunk of them that do get completely screwed.
We know that shuttered factories like the ones I've worked for have left scars all over the small towns of North Carolina. We also know that our police departments are struggling then they can't fill their ranks because we are demonizing the men and women in blue. North Carolina doesn't need more slick politicians who use work boots and Carhartt jackets as props in TV ads. They're just pretending to be one of us. You see, it doesn't take an Ivy League education to understand the problems we're facing.
Perfect. Perfect. Keep hitting the factory line over and over again. You want to win voters over? That's how you do it. No matter the political ideology, whatever. There are countless Americans that are sick and tired of these crap trade deals that Trump did fix a lot of it, but so many of them lost or know a loved one that lost their jobs because of these disastrous trade deals. Keep hitting that home, and the fact that these rural towns, they got decimated because of the factories shutting down.
What it takes is somebody with a backbone and a vision who cares about serving instead of climbing the political ladder. I'm running for governor because we deserve to be represented by someone who's actually lived like us. Someone who wants to serve, not rule. I don't care about the zip code you live in.
Perfect. Again, I didn't know what to expect from this. I was fearing one of two things. One, it was going to be a great ad, or it was going to focus on the wrong things. This is perfection. This is absolutely hits the nail on what hits the head on the nail in the head on what he should focus on, and he is.
The size of your paycheck, whether you're black, white, straight, or gay, none of those things should determine your future or your child's future. No one should have to choose between paying for medicine or making a trip to the grocery store. And our streets should be safe, and so should our schools. These issues shouldn't be Republican or Democrat issues. They should be the issues that transcend the gridlock of our capital. History teaches us anything. It's that Americans don't run from trouble. We run towards it.
Wow. You know, focus on the bipartisan stuff. Look, this was my one thing I told people. Mark Robinson knows how to talk to people. And they were saying, no, he's a firebrand. Yes, at times he is. But he knows how to talk to the people he's talking to. He's talking to the general state of North Carolina in this ad. Yes, he does awesome rallies in rural North Carolina or black churches, but when he talks to the entire state, he talks to what they're fearing. Next week, I could get in a car accident and I lose everything. That is messaging to perfection.
Now it's our time to stand up and make history. So that kids who grew up in uncertainty like I did, that they have a chance to succeed, and that they know that they live in North Carolina, a state where anything is possible. Someday you and I will be gone, and I don't want my family to see a picture of me and wonder why I didn't fight for them. I want my children and grandchildren to know that I did everything I could. That's what I'm fighting for, and that's why I'm running for governor. Will you join me?
That is one of the best political ads I've ever seen. I'm not even bullshitting you. That was near perfection. The emotional tone was what people want to hear. Reality, not the radical socialists are going to come down your street. They're going to indoctrinate their kids. All that crap. That wasn't here. This was, I grew up in a poor family. I lost my father at a young age. I had a job in a factory that got shuttered because of NAFTA. I understand what millions of people have to go through daily. And it doesn't matter if you're a Republican or a Democrat. It doesn't matter. I'm going to be the one that helped fix those problems. That is messaging to perfection. So, Mark Robinson, if this is what you run on, you're going to be the next governor of North Carolina. If this is what you run on, which I think he will. You got one of the best statewide GOPs in the country. On top of this could very well be one of the best recruits we have had in a long time. If this is what he focuses on, he's unstoppable. He talks to people how it is. Nothing has stuck so far to the scandals. And he knows when he can be the firebrand, Giga Chad, 2 + 2 = 4. That Mark Robinson versus I'm going to be the one that fixes the factories. They're going to bring back the jobs here in North Carolina. Anyways, folks, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the Twitter account in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Thank you so much. Godspeed to all of you.